Can you please let me know what was the last topic? What was the last topic, guys? Do you remember? Amit, Akhilesh, Lalit, can you hear me? Okay, let me think what is the last one.
I think it was JavaScript first class, the last time we had it.
What was the exact topic of JavaScript? I want to know at this point of time. Okay, let me share my screen. Hope my screen is visible to you guys. So we were on the loops, right? If I'm not getting wrong, so we were on the loops. Say yes or no. Please acknowledge me if we have completed loops.
Oh, yes, we had completed that.
Great. So after the loops, we already covered if else conditions, we have already covered. Okay, let's try to understand about functions. Functions. Although we shared you some questions before the in the last class or maybe before the last class. So have you cleared or have you done with all of that or not? Please let me know.
I'm still
If
on it.
sorry.
I'm still working on it. That's I just started
Okay.
with it, but just
Until now,
haven't.
do you have any query on that?
No, not on that.
Okay. Perfect. Is there anyone who has any query related to that?
No,
Okay,
sir.
we are good to go. No? Oh, yes. Please acknowledge me. Is it no? It was it no or yes?
No, sir. No query. We don't.
Okay, hope I'm again back. Okay, so let's start with the topics. In this particular class, we'll be going to learn about functions. Now, what is function? Is there anybody who knows what is function? Please let me know if yes.
So functions are like reusable queries where we can provide an input that returns uh, with some values like output.
Okay. So basically, functions are what? What is the exact requirement in terms of suppose if you want to create a algorithm? So in which case it will be helpful? Not getting okay. Let me. So functions are the ways to reuse your program, your algorithm actually.
Have you shared the screen? Because I'm not able to see.
Okay. I thought that it is already shared. Sure. Hope you can see it.
Yes, I can see it now.
Perfect. So functions are the ways to reuse your algorithm. Now, why are we going to reuse a particular code of algorithm? Suppose you want to check that a particular user is 18 plus or not. Reason behind he or she is applying for driving license. So suppose we have n numbers of users. What are we going to do? We want to check that the particular number of users is 18 plus or not. Okay. So for this thing, what we can do? We can create a simple for loop algorithm, for loop, and can ask the n numbers of input in that, and can will let him know that you are 18 plus or not. Instead of that, suppose there's a n times of the there are n different ways in your algorithm where you want to use the same thing. Okay, you want to check. Suppose there's a condition to check user eligible to vote or not. To vote or not. So as we know that anybody who is 18 plus can vote in our country. So we can create a simple input. Sorry, let input age percent prompt enter your age. Enter your age. After that, you have to check that age is greater than 18. If yes, then alert you can vote. You can vote. Else alert you cannot vote. Perfect. Similarly, let's try to execute the same program. Let's make it go to live. Okay, suppose my age is 26. Let me enter the 26. So there's something happened. Reason behind 26 is not happening. Thing. If age is greater than 18, alert you can vote. It should work. Very good. Fun. Age is not defined. Sorry. That should be input age actually. So it's 26. Yes, you can vote. Uh, if I enter 2, you cannot vote. So suppose there's another feature of our program where again we need to check the age. Suppose let new input age is equals to percent prompt enter your age to check that you are eligible to vote or not. To vote or not. Okay. Again, we need to apply the same algorithm here. Okay. You can vote if it is true. So you can apply for driving license. You cannot apply for driving license. Okay, perfect. Now we need to check this thing actually. Let's try syntax error missing an argument. Where's this? Okay, here it is. One package should be removed from here. So it will be the first to enter age. You can vote perfect. Uh, enter your chief to check. Oh, okay, it's again vote or not vote. Let me make it to apply license. Let's do 32. You can apply for driving license. So it's working. But now what is the issue? Suppose the same thing you need to do n number of times in your algorithm. You need to check whether a user is 18 plus or not n number of times. So what you can do instead of this? You will simply create a function check user. This is the bare minimum. How can I say you? This is the bare minimum syntax of function. When you create a function, it always returns a value. It will be totally depending over you that you want to return a value or not. It is not like that it will always return a value. If you don't want to return a value, then it will return void. Okay. So in check user function, we are passing an argument here. Input age. This argument we can use inside these brackets, which are also called closures. These brackets are also called closures. Are nothing but the defined scope of this particular function. So in this function, what we need to do, we need to check if input age equals greater than equals to 18, then return true. If not, then return false. Okay. Although I need to add one thing here, it is not mandatory that we need to use the same variable which we created here. Whatever we will create here, it will the copy of the variable which we pass while we are using this function. So we just declared this function at this point of time. So let me explain you again. We explained you about function. We explained you about function declaration. We explained you about function definition. And then I will tell you what are the difference between them. So function declaration was the thing when it was blank. Just a second. When this was like this. So this is the function declaration. That means we declared a function, but we are not using anything inside it, or we are not doing anything with related to that function. Now this thing is called function definition. Definition means the algorithm which will be done by the function, the process which will be done by the function is called function definition. Okay. And now if we run the program, so it will run as it is because this function is not going any impact because we never used this function in our program. Now what we can do, we can directly do instead of this, we can do console.log. First, if you want to call the function, so you have to call it like check user parenthesis, and you have to pass the value which you created, which you are using here. So let for a test, I'm passing here 25 directly instead of passing a variable. And let me console.log the output of this. So if I go back to here, let me add something here. Let me add something here. And this is done. So as you can see, here's 25. Just a second, guys. Sorry. So what is happening here? As you can see, this 25 is, let me add some age, let me add some driving license age. Okay. So as we can see, true is here. As we were expecting that it will return a true, so it is returning a true. Suppose the age should be 2, and now if we'll run the program, okay, it is returning false. So what the thing are happening here? You created a function, and now we will use the same function inside our this code snippet. So for this point of time, I'm removing this thing. And after entering your age, we need to check that the user is 18 plus or not. So what we will do, we'll do if check user with input age. Whatever the age entered by user is correct, then alert user is 18 plus, else user is not 18 plus. So what is happening here now? It will call the function at the point of time where the control reads this if statement. It will call this function in with the input value of input age and will check that it returns true or false. If it returns true, then it will comes inside the if block. If that returns false, then it will comes inside the else block. Similarly, we will do here. Instead of this, we will directly use check user. Check user input age. Okay. At this point of time, let me try. Let me add age my 19 and enter your age to check your eligible to driving license. Let's say 12. You can apply for driving license. Why it is showing me that you can apply for driving license? You can apply for. Okay, let me re-render it. Your age is 23. User is 18 plus. Perfect. My age is 12. You can apply for driving license. Why it is showing me that you can apply for driving license? Okay. This should be new input age, not input age. Let me try that. 23 and 2. You cannot apply for driving license. It is working properly. Now at this point of time, you are thinking like, sir, this piece of code snippet is increasing my code, not decreasing my code. Then how are you saying that this is our code? This is a reducing thing, which is making our code more reusable. But what we are missing here, that this is just one line of a statement, one line of condition. Instead of that, if we have a function who contains at least 10 lines, 20 lines, so that will be more impactful instead of this. That will be like you can use it wherever you want instead of writing those 10 or 20 lines again and again. Also, that will give you one benefit. Suppose that 20 lines will contains an error. So in case of that error, when you copy and paste the same 20 lines at n number of places in your code, if that particular code snippet contains any error, so you need to go at those endpoints and you need to fix that out. But in this case, you just need to fix the function and the algorithm, wherever the function is used, will automatically fix itself. Are you getting my point? So please acknowledge me. If not, then please acknowledge me. Akhilesh, Amit, please let me know if you're getting. Akhilesh,
Yes, yes. Please continue.
is it clear?
Clear, sir.
Perfect. Amit,
We used a parse int, so is that important to use that parse int there? Means parse int from?
this one.
Yeah, yeah.
In the second section, in the second or third video, if I'm not reading, is in the third call actually. If I'm not getting wrong, we told you about that whenever we use prompt, it will give you the response, it will give you the value in the string format. But if you want to perform arithmetic operations over that, plus, minus, comparison, equality, so in that case, you need an integer value. So we are converting that string into integer. That process is also called type conversion.
Uh,
Are you getting?
Yes.
Perfect. Is there anything else where you are lagging?
So we will use percent for string also.
You will use parse string, you will use whatever you want. Suppose you want to convert a string into a floating point number. You will use parse float. Although you will contain lots of libraries or packages to convert them, but at this point of time, that is not required. Suppose sometimes we are getting a JSON. It is not like that all the time we'll be getting the response directly. It is not like that we'll be all the time we'll be getting the exact uh, type conversion which we want automatically. Suppose you want to convert an array into a linked list. So you have to do it manually. You have to write the algorithm to convert it. That thing is also called type conversion, but this will be a complex thing which you have to learn that how you'll be able to do that. Are you getting? So please
Yes.
acknowledge me. If not,
O-
yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Amit, are you clear? Please let me know.
Yeah, clear, sir.
Another Amit.
Yes, I'm clear.
Great. Perfect. Okay. So please copy this code snippet and try to run it on over your local machine till I'm taking the glass of water. After that, we'll be starting learning about arrays. What are array and how do we use them? Okay. So you'll have 1 or 2 minutes by max. So please copy it as soon as possible. Hope this is copied. Please acknowledge me if yes.
No, not yet.
Okay. Please continue. I'm coming in a minute. Is it done? Please let me know.
Abhishek, are you going to push this
Yep.
code to the GitHub?
Not today, actually. I'm a bit occupied. I'll do it tomorrow if you want. Even I
Okay,
can do
so
it in the night if you want it.
in the night. Okay.
Yep. If you want the code, guys, host, please acknowledge. Please connect with your host. I'll talk to them how we can share it. Okay. Else you can take the snapshot. Would be perfect. Okay. After this code snippet, we have this was about functions. Now we have some things in JavaScript called arrays. Is there anybody who are aware with arrays? Arrays are nothing but continuous memory allocation of same data type. Okay, first, before we proceed, let me try to explain you what will be the need of an array and why are we going to use it. So, in terms of need of an array, tell me, guys, you are working in a company and there are n numbers of people in a company. Okay, suppose there is Abhishek, there is Akhilesh, there is Amit, there is Trivali Technology. There are 4 or 5 people in a company. And dynamically, you don't know that when the people number of peoples will increase and when the number of peoples will be decreasing. So that will be a kind of dynamic case. You don't know that what is the number of peoples will be working in a company. So what do you want? You want to store the salary of those guys, right? So what you will do? Will you create an array for them? Sorry, will you create a variable for them? If you want to create, suppose you have 5 peoples in a company. Suppose Abhishek, Sonia, Yashi, uh, let's say Ravi, and Navi. Actually, these are my colleagues, guys. So we have some peoples working in a company, and we know that Abhishek is earning ₹1 a month, Sonia 2, Yashi 3, Ravi 4, and Naveen 5. So we know that these guys are earning this amount. So we can create a variable for them. Let Abhishek, let Abhishek, comma Sonia, comma Yashi. Okay, we have three variables and let's create Ravi and Naveen as well. So we have those variables. We can assign the values wherever we want. Let's say Abhishek is equals to 500, Sonia is equals to 550, Yashi is equals to 1000, Ravi is equals to 2000, and Naveen will be 5000. So at this point of time, what is the issue here? Suppose suddenly there's a new person comes in your company called Anubhav. He joined you and you want to declare his salary. Suppose 10,000. So what do you think? That when we created this program, we did not declare Anubhav over here. We need to declare the Anubhav here. So what are we going to do? We are editing the code. But when we creating it as a software as a service or any kind of platform, so we don't want to edit our code for just a minor modification. It is not even a minor modification. It is nothing a modification. Okay. If you want to edit your piece of code snippet just for this thing, so you are not writing a scalable code, right? Even you are not writing a code. I cannot consider this as a code. Okay. So what we have something called array. Array. Array is the continuous memory allocation of a same data type. So we know, guys, that our all salaries are the integral sum of the number. These are integers, nothing. So we created an array of integers. Let's say array salary is equals to integer. So let's suppose Abhishek salary 550 Sonia, 1000 Yashi, 2000 Naveen, and 10,000 10,000 Anubhav. So we know those things. Okay. So what are we going to do at this point of time? We are declaring as the index. Now we any array which you declare, its index start from 0. So the first value will be 0, second value will be 1, third value will be 2, fourth value will be 3, and fifth value will be 4. So these are the indexes value of those variables. Indexes. Okay. Indexes of those values. So now if you want to add a value, suppose a new person joins with index 5 in your company, so that will be easily that you can easily add wherever you want in this array, at the end, at the middle, at the first, wherever you want. So array is nothing but the continuous memory allocation of the same data type. So let me try to create an array, then it will be more clear. So int ARR is equals to 1, comma 2, 3. Okay, not int. In JavaScript, it's let ARR. This is an array. So let me make sense. Let's make sense. 250 and 380. 100, 250, and 380. If I want to print the first value of it, so I can do console.log array. We'll use the square brackets, which is also called subscript operator 0. Any kind of array, its index will always start with 0. If you print the first value, that it will print definitely the 100. If you go here, you will play open localhost and you will see if you can see in the console 100 is there. If you want to print the second value, you need to print first 250. Exact. 380 will be the last. Right. Perfect. It is working. If you want to assign a value, so ARR 1 should be 50005. Okay, actually 5405. Yep. Let me print the same. The value should be updated. As we can see, at this point of time, the value at the index first is this, and at this point of time, the value is it. So these are the things are called array. Now, how do we suppose we have an array of n number of elements? Let's an array of 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 500, 500, 600, 600, 600, 700, 700, 700. We have an array of this length. So what are we going to do? Are we going to print it like this, or we have a concept of loop? We can use loop here. For let index, we know that index always starts from 0. Let index starts from 0. Index should be max length of this array. So max length will be what? We have also the one concept of length. Let me show you first. Console.log length. You can directly print the length of this array by using dot length method. There are 25 elements in this array. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Exact. So what you want, that as we know, guys, if you are printing an array, so its index will start 0 to 24, because 24 minus 0 will be 24 minus 0 will be 24, and it will contain an extra element which is 0. Because if we count this array by using length method, so it will start from 1 to 25. So 1 to 25, we will convert it as 0 to 24. So let's try to print it by using loop. For let index will start from 0. Index will go till the length of that array. And at each iteration, index should be plus plus. Console.log arr index. So this will printing your all elements together. As you can see, your all elements in the continuous manner are printing itself. Is that clear? Please let me know. Please acknowledge me if it is clear, so I'll show you one use case of it. Akhilesh, Amit, let me know.
So the index are automatically we just consider it by default. It is there by default, or like we have to create it.
Sorry, not clear. Please repeat.
Like you said, we have indexes also for just to find the elements in the array. So it is there by default, like we start from 0,
Yeah,
1, 2.
that's by default. Whenever you will start from 0, it will always, whenever you enter any value, then the index will always be starting with 0.
And what about the memory allocations? Is it that is also same?
It will be the continuous memory allocation. Suppose you have an blocks of memory, so the each block will occupy the each integer just after the each block. It is not like that one part of your array is stored at this point, and second part is stored x plus 5 points away. So it will not be like that. It will be like that if one part is stored. So let me show you a best diagram for this array continuous memory allocation. You will get to know about it. So it will be like that. Actually, yeah. Suppose you have a memory block from 200 to 244. So if your array starts from this point of index of your memory, not of your array, this is your memory index. If your array start from this point of memory index, so it will be end over the after the n number of elements of array will be stored properly. So the memory allocation for this thing will be continuous. If you will use dynamic memory allocation for the same, So that will be a non-continuous memory allocation. That will I don't think that we need to learn about it now. That's a kind of dynamic programming concept. I will explain you later. Yeah. So please let me know if it is clear. So I'll show you something. Please acknowledge me, guys. Say yes or no. Amit, Akhilesh.
No doubt, sir.
Perfect. Akhilesh. Akhilesh, can you hear me? Sure. If you don't want to respond. So now we have a very basic concept. Suppose we have a very basic question. Suppose in a class we have 50 students there, and we have the marks of each student is stored there, and we need to calculate their average. How will I do that? So that's a very basic question actually. We have 50 students in our class and we need to calculate the average marks for them. How we can do that? So I'm doing this thing for just for 5 students. You need to do it for n number of students. Okay. So let me create an array. Let ARR 5. Okay. Instead of this, let ARR is equals to blank. Okay. So we have also push and pop method to directly insert something in the array. And let me insert the direct values here. Let's say 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Okay. Let's create a sum variable for this, which will start with 0. For let I is equals to 0, I will be ending over the ARR length and I plus plus sum is equals to sum plus ARR I. Okay. So you'll be getting the sum of them here. If you want, sum equals to sum equal to sum. Now you want the average of them actually. So what we can do, instead of sum, make it average. As we know, average is nothing but the sum of total occurrence divided by the number of total occurrence. So let me divide it by ARR length. That's done. Now we are good to go. If we go here and we can see our sum is 150 and the average value is 30. Let me check the average value is 30. We have 5 elements and the sum value will be 150, 50 plus 30, 20, 50, 100, 40 plus 10, 150. So let me increase the value by 60 and the total value will become 210 and I'll not make any change in the program and we'll see. The total value is 210 now and the average value is 35. This is how it works. Is that clear? Please let me know. Please acknowledge me if it is clear.
Clear, sir. No doubt.
Akhilesh and another Amit.
Yes.
Oh, do you have any doubts?
No.
Perfect. So please copy this code snippet and try to run over your machine. Then we'll move to string. Is it done? Guys, is it done? Please let me know so that we can continue. Akhilesh and Amit, please let me know if it is copied. Amit, uh, have you done? Amit, Akhilesh, tell me if it is done. If no, then we'll stay, else we'll continue.
Sorry, my net was gone, so I was kind of, I could not.
Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah, I will just check it later with the recording.
Akhilesh, is it copied?
No, I'm doing that.
Sorry. Okay.
I'm
I'll
doing
show
it.
you
Actually, I have an office, so
one more concept I'm showing you at this point of time because that will be time consumption. That will be a good time consumption. So we have one more important topic, which is strings. Now, what is a string? A strings is something, can be a character, can be a number, can be a special character, or anything which you type, which you type inside double quotes. That thing is called a string. So as we go here, let me write here Abhishek Garg. So this thing is called string. Let name is equals to, and we store that string into a name. Okay. If we console.log name, so this will be printing it string, as you can see. If you print the type of string.name, you want to see the type of name, that should be string literal string. Okay. So what are the operations we can perform over string? A string concatenation, which is console.log Abhishek plus Garg, which will be become automatically Abhishek Garg. As you can see, Abhishek Garg, but there are no spaces here because between Abhishek Garg we have not placed any space. Okay. If you want to concatenate something else like Pratham, no, not Pratham. It should be software plus engineering. Const data is equal to software engineering. Console.log data. So this will become software engineering automatically. This is how it works. This is about string concatenation. Let me check if there's anything left in JavaScript in the other than DOM part. Const done, operators done. Objects is left. Events will be covering inside the DOM. Array done. Date will be covering inside the DOM. If else covered. Okay, most of the important things are covered. Now, DOM part is left. That how we'll be using this JavaScript inside our document object model. So I want to suggest you before our next session, please be prepared for JavaScript which we covered till now. Where now the and also try to learn about callback functions, arrow function, document, object, model, events, no, not rollover, events, and event listeners. Before the next class, I want to highly recommend you that please try to learn about those concepts because those will give you the best understanding of the next lecture if you are already prepared for that. Else, I'll tell you, but I want to suggest you to be prepared for that so that we'll be explaining you a lot of more than that. Sure. So if there's anything left, please let me know. If you have any doubt, please let me know so that I can cater your doubt. Else, we'll wind up the session. I mean, do you have any doubt?
No, I'm fine. I will just go over it again.
Sorry, what you will do?
I will just go over it again because I just lost my connection in the middle. So switch it.
Perfect, perfect. Sure. Okay then. Okay then we are winding up the session. I don't think that we have anything.
Can we wind up the session?
Yep.
Okay, thank you so much.
Perfect.